All right, today we're gonna create this object right here for SketchUp for Schools. We're gonna create a tic-tac-toe shelf, and so there's two of each of these pieces, and I'll show you how you will build this. So let's get rolling. All right. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna start a new file. I've created this one a few times, so should go fairly smoothly. All right, first thing, sorry, Catherine Johnson, we're getting rid of you. We're gonna save our file. 2022. We're gonna save it here. All right, so we're gonna go to our scenes menu on the top, on the right side. We're gonna go for our top view. Next thing that we're gonna do is we're going to actually, I like to have this, so I'm working kind of in the center. We're gonna get a rectangle tool. We're gonna make a shape that's, first off, we're gonna go with longest measurement first, so 23.75, 23 and 3/4 is how long this is going to be, comma, we're going to go 5.5, enter. All right, Control Shift E to bring it all up a little close. There we go. Next, we're going to do is we're going to get our tape measure tool. We're going to mark out where everything's going to go. So first off, total width of this, well, we already know that, but along the side here, there's going to be a taper or a curve that's going to start 1 inch up from the base. So we're going to go with that, a 1 inch up. 1, enter. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get our arc tool. So A for arc. We're going to select that intersection. We're going to go to this intersection over here, and we're going to drag it up until it meets our side. Perfect. All right, next thing that we're going to do is we're going to mark out with our tape measure again the midpoint on this project. And the reason we need to find our midpoint is that this is joined with, and that's totally not a midpoint. I don't know what's going on here. So midpoint on 5.5 should be 2 3/4. So we're just going to have to type that in, 2.75, enter. Perfect. So the reason it needs to be midpoint or halfway is because we're going to be using half lap joints to join this all together. And that's where you'll cut away, say, the bottom of one piece and then the top of another piece, and they'll intersect by crossing over each other. It'll make more sense as we go here. All right, next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go 8 3/8 in with our tape measure tool. 8 space 3 divided by 8, enter. We'll repeat that same one from the opposite side in. Is probably a faster way, but I don't want to make any mistakes. Our material is going to be 3/4 inch thick, so we're going to go from that line back 3/4, and we could do some math, but let's work smarter, not harder this time. We're always working from that 8 3/8 towards the outside. So, touchy mouse, click, release, drag, 3/4, enter. Beautiful. We're going to get a rectangle tool. And actually, before we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to get our eraser tool. And we're going to erase the corners of this project. So like so, if you get it right on that corner, boom, it's gone. We're going to then copy this piece. You know what? I messed up again. I'm going to undo that. All right, so we're going to copy this piece. So we're going to select it all. And we're going to, just going to double check that. Yeah, there we go. We're going to M control to copy this. We're going to move this on up, straight up from that point. Perfect. Now we are going to have to redo a couple of our guidelines on that other piece, but that's okay. Perfect. So we're going to go with our tape measure tool. So we remember to do this. Actually, just one guideline. We're going to have to go 2 3/4 up. Let's see. Yeah, that's still snapped into the wrong point. So 2 space 3/4 or 2.75. Enter. There we go. Then we're going to get a rectangle tool. Like I said, on this first one, We're going to draw from this point down to this point. We're going to repeat that. And these are going to be our bottom pieces. All right, then we're going to get our eraser tool. We're going to click right on this outside line to get rid of that. Voila. Now we can erase these corners. And there's one of the pieces in 2D form. Next, I'm just going to pan up a little bit. I'm going to get my rectangle again, but this time I'm going to cut in from the top half. And like so. We're going to get our eraser tool. And we're going to erase that top part. We're going to erase this part as well. A little bit more erasing doing it this way, but it does work. Oop, that was a mistake. Oh, well, that'll still work. There we go. So there's our two pieces. Now we just need to pull them up 3/4 of an inch. So click, release, drag, 3/4, enter. And we're going to do the same thing again. So we can just double click it. And there's our top, there's our bottom piece. And we'd have to make two of those and they'll cross over and make a tic-tac-toe kind of symbol. All right, next I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn my guides off because we're done with those. And my axes as well. I'm going to come on back because now we have to use our dimensioning tool, which is where the tape measure is. We're going to show the total length of our project, which is 2 3/4. We're going to show the total height, where that starts to go, where it starts to curve. And what's nice about having two of these is that we can actually dimension in different spots and still show our work. So 5.5 wide. We need to show the intersections of our grooves. So those are going to be from there to there, 7 5/8. And then we can make it a little bit easier on ourselves so we don't have to do some math when we go to build this. We can just show what that next measurement is. That'll make it a lot easier. So 8 3/8. We do need to show that our material thickness is 3/4. And we need to show what the depth of our cuts are. So 2 3/4 right there. And this one, we're not going to worry so much about showing the depth of that cut because we're going to cut out the whole rectangle first. We're going to then cut out our grooves and then we'll cut that arc last. And that way then those grooves will be the correct depth and they should match. You should end up cutting 4 rectangular pieces with grooves that are exactly the same. And they only differ then once you cut that mark and cut that groove out. And that's the whole project other than to paint it using the paint bucket tool. So B, find your wood pattern again under the search. And not tile. That would be a funky piece of woodworking. Once again, we're just going to, we should select the whole thing. So triple click, 1 2 3, paint, boom. I'll go a little lighter with this one. Maybe that'll look kind of cool having 2 different types of stains. Yeesh, that looks like some chipboard. Perfect, OSB. So now we're ready for our printing. So we're just going to go Control P. We're going to make it a white background. Landscape in this case would be the best because it'll fit the best. We can change our view within here. I'm going to orbit more for our top view. Whoa. Come on, little fella. There we go. Pan on over. And we could print that. Now there is one issue with going dark is that it makes it a little harder to see when you print the pattern off. So it might be worthwhile just for your plans printing it lighter, and then you can always stain it the colors that you want when you build it. All right, so that's the tic-tac-toe shelf.